So on Children's Day celebration, UNICEF has inaugurated a campaign to create awareness about the rights of children in Nigerian society. The campaign, tagged "For Every Child, Every Right," is to draw attention to children's rights. UNICEF's new country representative in Nigeria, Mr. Peter Hawkins, made this known on Monday in a statement to commemorate Children's Day, observed annually on May 27. Hawkins said that while there have been many innovations over the last few years, children in Nigeria were still not accessing health, nutrition, education and other amenities as they ought to. Sadly, it is the most disadvantaged children who are suffering the greatest challenge in having their rights fulfilled. This year's Children's Day falls during the 30th anniversary of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, which is being commemorated this year around the world. Earlier, we had in the studio Taiwo Akinlami, a child rights activist, who shared his views on this issue.
I think fundamentally the laws do exist. But that a law exists does not mean people are aware of its existence. And that is why since 2003, when the Child Rights Act was promulgated, UNICEF has done an extensive work in creating awareness. But you know, the funny thing is, the awareness being created by UNICEF is not being supported to a very large extent by government. Now, so I'm talking about the state government and the federal government. You find today that there are 36 states of the federation. 24 states of the federation have passed the Child Rights Act into laws, domesticated the Child Rights law in their states. But again, you look at the core northern states, the Borno of this world, the Yobe of this world, the Zamfara of this world, and all of those states, they are yet to promulgate these laws. You know, they are yet to domesticate, and it is as if we've reached a roadblock. So we have two problems. Where the laws have been promulgated, what efforts are being made by the state government to ensure that these laws are understood and they are within the domain of everybody that needs to enforce it? Because you see, for rights of children to be enforced, we need to go beyond just promulgation of law. We have to embrace what I call social policing. What is social policing? Everybody has to take responsibility. Now, when it comes to abusing children, these are crimes that you can commit within 4 walls of your room and nobody's aware. The only people that may be aware are your neighbors, people that are closest to you. And if they are not educated as to what constitutes abuse, what they need to do, who to call, and when to call, you know, people get away with murder. I mean, people get away with abuse, people get away with a whole lot of things they are not supposed to be able to get away with. So it is important, therefore, that enlightenment is superior to enforcement. Enlightenment about the existing law. Enlightenment will help us to pass all of these laws in the core northern state, because what we need to do is community engagement. What are the fears of those who have refused to pass these laws? One of the fears is child marriage. So how do we address all of that vis-a-vis the provision of the Constitution? And for the states that have also passed the law, how do we ensure enforcement? Now, it is clear under the Child Rights Act that a child is anybody below 18 years old. And under that law, under the Child Rights Act, a child cannot be given out in marriage for any reason, under any guise. That is the position of the Child Rights Act. But if that law is not domesticated in some